Hello children, how are you all? Hope so you are all fit and fine. In this today's class, we shall dive into the world of history. We are going to be witnessed to a beautiful dynasty called Bahmani Adil Shah dynasty. So, our history, the Indian history especially, it is the amalgamation of different religions. These religions were coexisted during olden time as it is today. Okay? So, the Indian society is a part of this kind of history. Let us begin our chapter with the beautiful song. This song was normally enchanted by our Mahatma, that is Gandhiji. Shall we listen to that song now?
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम सीताराम
Here, as usual, let us begin our class with an activity. See, here is an activity. Can you write some of the prominent dynasties ruled South India during 14th century? Can you do that? Okay, you will get at least 10 seconds of time here. See, very few dynasties are listed here. The first one is Vijayanagara Empire, the second one is Bahmani Sultan's Empire, and third one is Nayakas of Karnataka. Nayakas, different kind of Nayakas were there. Keladi Nayakas were there. In Chitradurga, there is different kind of Nayakas were there. So, these dynasties were there during that time. In today's class, we are going to learn different kind of things. What are those? Those are just listed like this. See, the first one is to know the contributions of Firoz Shah and Muhammad Gawan. What are the contributions of Firoz Shah and Muhammad Gawan? We are going to learn. The next one is to recognize the contributions in the field of literature, art and sculpture by Bahmani Sultanates. The third one is that to mark the important places of Bahmani Sultans on map. So, these are the competencies we have today. Shall we start our class now then? See, when Vijayanagara was founded in 1336 CE, approximately a decade later, the Bahmani Empire was also founded. So, it was founded in 1347 CE. Do you understand this? See, Vijayanagara was 1336 and Bahmani Empire was there in 1347, approximately in a decade later. A decade of gap is there between two dynasties. Okay. It shows that, so all over India, the majority of the people were Hindus, but still Bahmani kind of dynasty was there. So, it shows that in India we were religiously tolerant. Do you understand this? Okay. So, both the empire were coexisted. Next, every dynasties will be founded by one or the other person, normally who is a prominent person for that dynasty. Who is the founder of Bahmani dynasty? Do you have any knowledge about that? Okay. Shall we see now then? See, this is the person who founded Bahmani dynasty. Okay. You are very curious to know his name, right? See, here is the name, Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah. Okay. Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah was the founder of Bahmani dynasty. Where was he before? What was he doing? Let us see. Bahman Shah, truth be told, he was working under Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Tughlaq, it was one of the dynasty which was ruling in Delhi during that time. Do you understand it? Okay. So, this person, that is Bahman Shah, who was working under Muhammad bin Tughlaq, who was ruling Delhi during that time. Don't know what happened. So, that is unforeseen circumstances were there. So, Bahman Shah came to South India and here he laid foundation for a new dynasty. That dynasty is known as Bahmani dynasty. So you must be wondered now, name associated with Bahman Shah. What is that? That is Gangu, which is not there in your textbook. It is just a extra knowledge for you. See here we have took it from Wikipedia. Alauddin Hasan Bahman Shah. He was earlier just called as Alauddin Hasan Bahman Shah, but he has learnt astrology from one of the person. His name was Gangadhar Shastri Wable, who was there in Delhi. So in the influence of this Gangadhar Shastri Wable, Bahman Shah added one more for his name, that is Gangu. Is it interesting? Okay, this is just a legend. Okay, it may be true or it may not be true, but still it is just a legend. So legend is also a part of history. We have learnt it in 6th standard first chapter. Hope so you remember that. Is it? See, this is Gangadhar Shastri and this is Bahman Shah. So religious harmony is also there here. Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah breathed his last. That is, breathed his last is nothing but he was died during 11th February 1358. Let's have some more extra knowledge with today's class. Today what we call it as Gulbarga, which was not called as Gulbarga before. During Bahman Shah period, it was known in some other name. What was it? Suppose if you are from Gulbarga or adjoining places, you would be knowing it. Others would also know that. Let's see. Okay, see, here is the answer. This Gulbarga, before, I mean to say during the time of Bahman Shah, it was called Hasanabad. Okay. Now we got to know that Bahmani Sultans, they have ruled over South India for more than 1347 to 1527 CE. So this is very clear. Now where was their dynasty? Where was it located? That is very important now. See, Bahmani dynasty had the parts of, some parts were there in Karnataka and few parts were there in Maharashtra, and some more contains the Andhra Pradesh parts also. Okay, it was there in 3 states just like Karnataka, Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. When Bahmani dynasty was started, capital city of Bahmani dynasty was Kalburgi, and later on which is shifted to Bidar. Clear? Some prominent sultans of Bahmani dynasties was, see, just like this, Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah. We already knew about him. Next one is Firoz Shah, next is Ahmad Shah, and third one is Muhammad Shah. These are very important in the earlier part of Bahmani dynasty. Clear? Next, where was Bahmani dynasty located? This we have already learned that, that is which was there in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra, in all the parts, that is adjoining places of these states. Now where was it located? That is, how wide was it spread in southern India? Let's see through this picture. See, Bahmani empire was in northern part of Krishna river. Normally the south part of Bahmani dynasty was consisting of Vijayanagara dynasty. Okay, Vijayanagara dynasty was here and Bahmani dynasty was here. First we have learnt about Gangu Bahman Shah. The next one is Tajuddin Firoz Shah. We are going to learn about Tajuddin Firoz Shah now. He was also a great sultan of Bahmani dynasty. His rule was started in 1397 and it was ended by 1422 CE. To know more about Tajuddin Firoz Shah, he was very liberal. What is the meaning of liberal? See, that is, some kings will be very ruthless. They will not be having any kind of religious tolerance towards other religions. But Tajuddin Firoz Shah was different. He was liberal, judicious and believer of God. Okay, liberal is that he was liberal about other religions. Normally Hindus were the main religious during that time. He made copies of Quran and edited it for his whole life. This we have already seen in Delhi Sultanates and we have seen it in Mughals also. Normally these kings are great believers of God. These people have written the Quran in his own handwriting. They used to edit all the time. Next, he was a writer. He was writing some books related to religious aspects or whatever, and encouraged all the language. He was an expert in geometry and theology. Geometry, you know that, it's a part of our curriculum now. It's okay. So all of you would be knowing it. Then what is theology? Okay, I'll give you a hint. But you know, education is not that only children have to indulge in that. Even you will have to indulge your parents and elders into this. Is it not? Involve your parents and elders into this. Just try to know what is the meaning of theology using dictionary. Next, if you don't understand, use the help of your parents and your elders. Okay, so I'll give you hint here. Theology is related to God. Okay, fine. Tajuddin Firoz Shah, he has sheltered many philosophers. Sheltered is nothing but, so the king will be having his own court, you know that, right? In Kannada we call it as Aramane. Just like that, in his court he has given shelter for many philosophers, poets, artists, and had honored them. Tajuddin himself is a writer, he himself is a poet, and that is, he did not forget to honor the other writers, philosophers and poets. He is a good person, I think. Okay, he established observatory in Daulatabad, which is there in Maharashtra now. What is observatory? Today we have telescope. See, this is a kind of telescope. See, these children are seeing heavenly bodies in this. But during that time, such kind of facility was not there. People used to see or observe the heavenly bodies using the highest peak of that area. So that was called observatory. This kind of observatory is there in Daulatabad, which is now part of Maharashtra. Whenever the new king comes to the throne, you know, they will be having such dream. What is that? They want to embellish their dynasty. Okay, embellishing the dynasty is a part of their dream, it's okay. So they cannot embellish every part of their dynasty. At least the center of their rule, I mean to say the capital, that is very important for any kind of kings. So they want to embellish it, or they want to decorate it with different kind of monuments. Maybe the king goes, maybe the dynasty goes, but still monuments remain same. Tajuddin Firoz Shah dreamed of embellishing his capital city. Which was that? That is Kalburgi. He built a new city near Kalburgi that he named after Firozabad, which is there at the bank of river Bhima. Now also you can see that some ruins are there. Tajuddin, during his time, you know, the well-known Sufi saint, that is Bande Nawaz, he visited to his dynasty. This was practiced by all the other kings also. Whenever some prominent person, whenever some important person comes to their dynasty, and if they want to stay there in their dynasty, they used to give some villages. You know, Firoz Shah has also given some villages to Bande Nawaz, and he has signed it on one of the farman. This is one of the farman which is now also, you know, it is preserved in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Tajuddin Firoz Shah signature and his authenticity is there on that. Then Tajuddin, okay, he was a great leader, everything was good, but he was thinking beyond of that time. See, he was maintaining some ports. He constructed and developed the ports. Why? Because, you know, he has made it as tourist attraction. So only many tourist people, that is many people, they have visited to ports which was built by Tajuddin Firoz Shah. Pin on the map activity. This is the outline map of India. Here you will have to locate these three places. First one is Kalburgi, second one is Bidar, and third one is Daulatabad. Ready, children? Shall we see it now? See, these are the three places. Daulatabad, next one is Bidar, the next one is Kalaburgi. Have you all located just like this, or you have replaced somewhere else? Okay, you are all very studious students. I know you have located at the exact point. I know that. Thank you, children, for involving in a good activity. Whenever we are studying about dynasties, we are going to learn about king. We are going to learn about some of their commanders. But here we are going to learn about one of the minister who was very prominent in Bahmani dynasty. His name was Muhammad Gawan. Whatever we are learning about Bahmani dynasty today, if it is so prominent, that is all because of this Muhammad Gawan only. So Muhammad Gawan made Bahmani dynasty as a very great dynasty. Basically he was Persian and he worked honestly as a prime minister under Muhammad Shah III. Okay, so that is in the prominent sultans we have already learned. There were Hassan Gangu was there. The second one is Tajuddin Firoz, and one more was there, that is Muhammad Shah III. Under Muhammad Shah III, he worked as a minister. Not only a minister, he was commander-in-chief also. Prominent works of Muhammad Gawan. Let's see it now. Muhammad Gawan captured Hubballi, Belagavi and Goa from Vijayanagar Empire. Okay, whenever we are learning about Bahmani dynasty and Vijayanagara dynasty, the battle was going between these two people. Okay, the battle was there. It doesn't mean that there was a communal unrest between them. Since from the beginning the battles were there. Wherever the dynasties are coexisted, there the battles were very common. Administration was according to the Islamic laws. So, Bahmani Sultans, they belongs to Islam religion. So, obviously the administration was there according to Islamic laws. Okay, for any dynasty, see, revenue is very important. Okay, only if any king, if he always intended to get the revenue, the dynasty will not be flourished. The thing is that they will have to give service to the people also. The postal service was also encouraged by Muhammad Gawan. During olden time, there was no cell phones, there was no communication devices were not there. They were using only postal services to communicate between people. So, it was encouraged by Muhammad Gawan. Okay. And he fixed the taxes on basis of land's fertility and irrigation facility. Many other kings we have seen in history, they were very ruthless. They have fixed the tax irrespective of the land. But Muhammad Gawan has changed it. He fixed the taxes on basis of fertility of the land. If land is fertile, they can give more and more revenue. That was there in his mind. Okay, he is a good administrator, it proves it. Okay. Next, tax was collected in cash only. If farmer gives any kind of tax in the form of commodity, it is very difficult to convert it into the cash, is it not? But he managed to, that is Muhammad Gawan managed to get the taxes in cash only. Okay. Next, he removed from taxes which were annoying the people. We already got to know that he is a philosopher himself. Okay. And Muhammad Gawan, you know, he founded one madrasa. What is madrasa? Children. So, madrasa is a quite difficult word to you. You will not understand if you say something else. You all go to the school, right? During that time, the schools were there in the form of madrasas. Okay? Do you understand now? So, he founded one of the madrasa in Bida. He encouraged Islamic religion and law education during that time. The law education, the law is based on Islamic religions. So, he encouraged it. The astronomy, mathematics, history were being studied here. Astronomy is studying about planets and the influence of planets on the human being, all which is associated in astronomy. And next one is mathematics, general mathematics was there, and history were being studied here. History was also taught for the children. And free education, hostel facility were there. Okay, so today also we can see such kind of facilities there, is it not? For some people, they will go to hostel and they will stay back there and they will get the education. Okay. So, such kind of schools we call it as boarding schools. Such kind of boarding schools were there during Bahmani dynasty only. So, now you can assume that how eminent person the Muhammad Gawan was, is it not? Okay. Around 3000 manuscripts were there in library of madrasa. Manuscripts, see, just like this, which are normally written in hand, that is called manuscripts. So, during that time, you know, availability of the paper was very difficult. Sometimes they used to write it on palm leaves. Muhammad Gawan contributed a lot more to the Bahmani dynasty, but still, you know, we have seen such kind of people. See, some people will be there, they will be always conspiring about other people. If some people is very eminent, some people will be there behind of them, they will be conspiring against them. Such kind of people are there today also. So, those people, those who conspired against him, they have made him killed by the king. Okay. But after the death of Muhammad Gawan, everybody got to know that he was very innocent. He dedicated his whole life for the Bahmani dynasty only. So, if such kind of person is died, after the death they got to know that he was very good person, and now, you know, on his tomb they have written something. What would it be? Let us see it now. See, the Muhammad Gawan's tomb, which seems just like this, and which is written on that is like innocent Gawan was killed. You know, the reality has exposed and later on they got to know that he was very innocent. They have written it on his tomb that innocent Gawan was killed. So sad of Gawan, is it not? Okay. Now we are going to see cultural contributions which are given by Bahmani dynasty. The cultural contributions are just like education, literature and sculptures. So sculptures is nothing but monuments also. First let us see education. See, Bahmani sultans encouraged the Islamic education. Okay, nothing new. Okay, so they were Muslims and they have encouraged the people to study about Islamic education. So you know that the Quran is the holy book of Muslims. They have made the children to chant that Quran during the curriculum program. Okay, fine. Kalaburgi, Bidar, Ilichapur and Daulatabad and others were the Islamic educational centers during that time. Next, poor people and orphans were provided free food and shelter, and also scholarship was given to the students in madrasas. Okay, see, some typical madrasa looks like this. The scholarship is very new for you, right? Every children would not have got scholarship today also, but during the time of Bahmani Sultanate itself, you know, they have given scholarship for the children. They have given more and more contribution for education, it seems like. Okay, fine. You know, they have not ill treated the orphan students. The poor people and orphans, they have looked after kindly during that dynasty. Okay, next one, Quran, philosophy and principles of Sufism were taught in schools. Sufism, very new for you, right? You have an activity in future. Let's see that. Quran, philosophy. Quran is, that is holy book of Muslims. It's okay. And next one is philosophy. A deep knowledge about any subject is known as philosophy. And principles of Sufism was learned to children. Okay, all these very good subjects, is it not? Literary activities were truly encouraged by Bahmani sultanates. The sultans here, they themselves are poet. They themselves are writers. Then obviously they are going to help for the other poets, obviously they are going to help for other writers even, is it not? Yes. Okay, and the sultans, they themselves, they have given shelter to many philosophers. The person who has deep knowledge about certain subject is known as philosopher. Okay, so such kind of philosopher, poets and writers were sheltered by sultanates. So which languages were given more importance? That is Persian, Arabic and Urdu. These languages have developed a lot. Let's see a beautiful thing here. The language that they and other foreigners used become famous as Dakhani. So this Dakhani language, it was very famous during that time. Why? Because foreigners and the local people, that is local sultans, they used to converse in different kind of language that was later developed as Dakhani, and Urdu was there before only, and after Dakhani was introduced, Urdu language has become famous as Dakhani Urdu. Now let's come to the part of sculptures. So sculptures, more than sculptures, let's assume this as monuments. The history of Bahmani dynasty is famous for sculptures and architecture. Bahmani sultanates, they are very famous for constructing monuments. That architecture we have already seen, that is Dakhani architecture they have used to construct the buildings. During their time, that is sultanates time, it was known as buildings, just the buildings. Now it is monuments for us. So those dynasties, I mean to say Bahmani dynasty, they were very good at constructing sculptures or architectural buildings. Monuments in Bidar, Kalaburgi and other places are in Hindu Islam style. See, since from the beginning we are talking about religious harmony. Just note this point, student. See, the monuments which are there in Bidar, Kalaburgi and other places are in Hindu Islamic style. Hindu Islamic style is nothing but, you know, these are Dakhani style. Okay, Hindu architecture and Muslim architecture, both are amalgamated and which was used in constructing the buildings. So this famous architecture, later on Dakhani style of architecture, it became famous as. Next, in the sculpture making or the monument, that is tombs of sultans are in Kalaburgi and they are also domed structures. The picture what you are seeing here is, this is the tomb of Bande Nawaz. Who was Bande Nawaz? Do you remember that? See, he is the famous Sufi saint. He came from different part of India to Tajuddin's dynasty, he settled in Kalaburgi itself. After his death, you know, the Sultan, he constructed one of the tomb for him. This tomb looks like that. This is a monument which is there still. The tomb of Bande Nawaz is another prominent monument of Kalaburgi, which looks like this. The next, the prominent monument of Bahmani kingdom is madrasas. One of the famous madrasa built by Muhammad Gawan looks like this. It is of 242 feet wide, 222 feet of long and 56 feet of height, and 3 stories building it has. Okay, now see, using technology we can build as much as stories today. Stories is nothing but floors. Okay, so during that time the technology was very limited, but using that technology itself, you know, they have constructed 3 stories building, which is very prominent. Okay, so fine. So this building is still there. It's already has passed 500 of years, since 5 centuries erected like this, and now it is considered as the glory of Karnataka. Okay, fine. Now children, you have already seen different monument sculptures built by Bahmani sultanates. Now you will have to do one activity, that whatever the monument you have seen now, you will have to collect the pictures of those and you will have to make an album. And please, after making album, don't keep it with you and share it with your friends and show it to your teachers also. You can take the help of your parents. Okay, don't leave your parents. Now we came to the stage of recapitulation. Whatever we have learned, now once again we shall recapitulate it. The first one is Vijayanagara and Bahmani dynasty were coexisted. Both of that, they have laid foundation in a approximate time of 1 decade gap. That's it. Then Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah was the founder of Bahmani dynasty. Is it not? And Tajuddin Firoz Shah was a great sultan in Bahmani dynasty. Okay, and the Dakkani language later developed as Urdu language. Is it not? And along with that, we have learnt about different monuments, and I have already given activity based on that, so I did not mention here. That is one more very nice activity I can consider it as, to know more about Sufi saints. You should know more about Sufi saints and share the Sufi literature with your friends. You will have to take the help of your parents and teachers. You should know more about Sufis, and later on, once you collect the literature of them, you will have to share with your friends and elders. Okay, fine. Since from the beginning we were talking about only one thing, that is religious harmony or religious tolerance about other religions. So all this, see, you can recognize this person, right? Who is he? He is very famous in our Karnataka and all over India. He is Kuvempu. Is it not? He is our Rashtrakavi Kuvempu. Our Rashtrakavi Kuvempu has told one thing: Gudi Charchu Masidigala Bittu Horabanni. Is it not? The nice word. Okay, we should not have any kind of prejudice in us. So that is what he told. That is, being Vishwamanava is not to treat any person based on their religion, based on their creed, or based on their background. Children, in the memory of our Kuvempu, I will give you one activity. Visit to the different religious places and try to learn good deeds of other religions too. Exchange your religious thoughts with others. Maybe while you are exchanging, some good thoughts come from them also, and some good thought which goes from you also. Now we are at the last step of our chapter, that is home assignment. Okay, so the first question is, who was the founder of Bahmani dynasty? Okay, the second question is, who was Muhammad Gawan? The third question is, name Muhammad Gawan's achievements. All this you will have to write answer for this, and you should show these answers to your class teacher. You will do that, right? Yeah, all of you are very good students, I know, and you will do it. Thank you.